couldn't think anymore, hands everywhere, exploring, gripping, guiding me exactly where they wanted. I was surrounded, my body caught between them, senses overwhelmed, unraveling piece by piece. No pause, no escape from the intensity. They moved in sync, leaving me with nothing but searing pleasure and the low murmur of their approval. "Look at her," one said, voice rough with satisfaction lost in it. And I was. I'd never felt anything like this, and I didn't want it to stop. "Before we start, how far do you think this'll go? Stick around to find out it's worth it. Hit like and subscribe if you're into stories like this. You won't want to miss what's next. Let's dive in. Drinking alone tonight." His voice was smooth, deep, a man who didn't doubt himself. I glanced over, and there he was, close enough for me to catch the faint whiskey on his breath, mixed with expensive cologne in a dimly lit New York City bar. Older, confident, sharp-dressed, a touch of silver at his temples, jawline carved like he owned the room. He had that presence, the kind that screamed he got what he wanted. I'd noticed him the second I walked in, and I'd been waiting for him to make this move. I tilted my glass, eyeing him. Not anymore, I guess. He smiled like he liked how I played along. "Shame," he said, nodding at my empty glass. "I was about to buy you another." I shrugged, tilting my head. "You still can, but fair warning, I don't usually stick around long." His eyes darkened, amused, intrigued. "Neither do I." We both knew where this was headed, no games, no small talk, just two people chasing the same thing. I leaned closer, just enough for my dress to shift, catching his eye. "Your place." He downed his drink glass, clinking softly, and stood. "Let's go." I grabbed my purse, feeling his hand press lightly at my waist, guiding me to the door. The night was young, and I had a feeling things were about to get a lot more interesting. We got to his sleek Manhattan loft, and the second the door clicked shut, his hands were on me, sure, no hesitation, claiming exactly what I wanted. His mouth crashed into mine, pulling me toward the bedroom. His fingers tugged my dress down my shoulders, letting it slide to the floor as his jacket belt shirt followed, stripped away between frantic kisses. Nothing left between us as we hit the bed. I caught my breath, skin-flushed body aching for him. He knelt, a low groan rumbling from his throat as his hands gripped my thighs, parting them easily. "Wanted to taste you since you walked in," he said. And he did. I gasped, fingers clutching the sheets as heat surged through me, slow at first, teasing, making sure I felt every brush of his lips, every deliberate move. I expected him to be good, but not this good. He tightened his grip, pulling me closer, making me lose myself as I trembled beneath him. Just when I thought I couldn't take more, he pulled back, lips, wet, eyes black with hunger. "Turn over," he said, voice firm, a man used to being obeyed. I did, barely breathing as his hands found my hips, pulling me toward him. No waiting, just a deep, steady thrust that filled me completely. I gasped, hands gripping the sheets as he held me still, letting me feel him adjust to him. "That's it," he whispered, hand trailing down my back, possessive, steady. Then he moved, deep, rhythmic, his body pressing into mine with slow, deliberate intensity, sending sharp waves of pleasure through me. My breath hitched, nails digging into the sheets, heat coiling tighter in my stomach, higher until it broke. My body shuddered, heat flooding through me, leaving me trembling. His grip tightened, rhythm deepening, urgent, and with one final push, he followed, body tensing against mine before collapsing. For a moment, nothing but heavy breaths, slick skin, the fading pulse of satisfaction. Then a slow smirk. "Damn," he whispered, fingers grazing my spine. I swallowed, still catching my breath, reeling from what just happened. I thought older men were slower, gentler, restrained. I was dead wrong, and I didn't know the night was just starting. I stretched, body still warm heavy from the night before. Morning light slipped through the curtains, casting a soft glow across his upscale loft. I glanced at the man beside me, James, still solid, completely at ease. I hadn't planned to stay, but here I was. Slipping out of bed, I grabbed my dress, smoothing it as I scanned for my heels. No reason to linger. It was a hell of a night, but that's all it was, one night. I headed for the door, but the rich scent of fresh coffee stopped me. In the kitchen, James stood, 2 mugs by his side, watching me. Sneaking out without a goodbye? His voice was slow, easy, that same confidence wrapping every word. I smiled, shrugging. "Thought you'd still be asleep." "Not my style," he said, sliding a mug toward me. "Coffee after a night like that? I'm full of surprises." I hesitated, then stepped forward, taking the mug. For a moment we stood there, sipping, the silence thick. Not awkward, just charged. He leaned against the counter, casual. "Some friends are coming over tonight. Just a few old buddies, drinks cards. You should stay." I raised an eyebrow, feeling the weight of his gaze. "Oh, what kind of night you expecting?" His smirk deepened, slow, knowing. "A good one." I laughed softly, shaking my head. "They as good as you stay and find out." I knew what he wanted, and I knew my answer. Last night was better than I expected. 5 times that I took another sip. "Guess I'll stick around." His eyes darkened, approving. "Good choice." By late afternoon, I was restless, the air in the loft thick with anticipation. I lounged on the couch, glancing at the clock. Not long now. The tension coiled deep in my stomach, slow, steady. "Mind if I shower?" I asked, though we both knew it wasn't just about hot water. He smiled, swirling amber liquid in his glass. "Up to you." I slipped into the bathroom door, slamming behind me. Steam enveloped me, warm, heavy, as I stepped under the spray, exhaling slow. Last night lingered on my skin, the heat, the ache, the way he moved. But tonight would be different. My fingers trailed down my stomach, along the curve of my thighs, wondering how they'd see me. The thought sent a shiver through me, a slow smirk curling my lips, as I reached for the soap, gliding it over my skin, letting the warmth sink in. I should have been nervous, but I wasn't. Stepping out, I dried off quick, slipping into his robe, soft, oversized, carrying his faint cologne. Then I heard voices, more than one, low and murmuring. I froze for half a second. They were here. I exhaled, no turning back now. I smiled, loosened the robe's belt, and stepped out. The living room shifted the second I walked in. Conversation died, replaced by something heavier, expectant. I felt it in their eyes, 4 men scanning me, assessing, waiting. I didn't hesitate. No need to. I walked straight to James, sinking onto the couch beside him. His hand found my thigh, warm, sure, possessive, but deliberate. He smiled, fingers brushing the robe's hem, teasing, before pulling me in, claiming my lips in a deep, slow kiss. No rush, just confidence. He wanted me to feel their eyes, feel them watching. Then they moved. A shift in posture, a rustle of fabric, the soft clink of a belt unbuckling. I pulled back, glancing up. One of them, tall, close enough to touch, looked at me with quiet expectation, hand on himself, fingers moving slow, deliberate. James whispered, fingers still tracing the robe's edge. "Go on." Heat surged through me. I leaned forward, the first brush of lips making him shudder. I took my time, teasing, exploring, letting him feel the slow, careful pace. His breath hitched, a low sound of approval as his fingers tangled in my hair, guiding, not forcing. Then another hand, a thumb tracing my lower lip, coaxing it open before something warm, firm pressed against it, waiting. One by one, they blended into a rhythm, hands on my face, cradling my head, guiding me gently from one to another. I was surrounded, hands wandering, touching their scents, their heat. I was caught in it, sinking into the contrasts of their shapes, their warmth. Hands grazed my shoulders, tilted my chin, held me exactly where they wanted. I let myself fall into it, the rhythm, the sensation, the low whispers and soft groans of men lost in pleasure. Then a shift. Someone took my hand, pulled me up, led me to the couch. One sat, legs spread, watching me with expectation. I climbed onto his lap, straddling him, feeling the firm press of his body beneath me. His hands found my waist, steady, unyielding, guiding me down slowly, deliberately. My breath caught a small gasp escaping as I settled onto him. A deep sound rumbled in his chest, fingers digging into my hips as he urged me to move. "That's it," he whispered, voice rough with approval. I rocked into him, finding a rhythm, sinking into the slow, consuming feeling of being claimed. But it wasn't just him. Hands explored, caressed, traced my curves, igniting every nerve. A hand on my jaw tilted my head, lips crashing into mine, stealing soft moans. I was held, touched, completely surrendered. Then another shift, a new grip on my waist, a presence behind me, a whispered breath in my ear. I barely had a moment to brace before he eased in, careful, adjusting, stretching to take us both. Their hands steadied me, one on my hip, another at my waist, moving in perfect sync, pulling me deeper into the sensation. A low moan escaped me, fingers digging into the chest beneath me as pleasure flooded, consuming. "Look at her," one whispered voice, thick with approval, lost in the moment. And I was. Time blurred, a haze of movement, hands, whispers, deep groans. I was guided from one to another, unraveled piece by piece, feeling every second. They took their time, switching places, ensuring I felt them fully. When the last hand released me, I was spent, trembling, overwhelmed, body still, humming, breath uneven. A soft chuckle, quiet murmurs of approval. James knelt beside me, lifting my chin, brushing damp hair from my face. "Didn't think you'd keep up," he whispered, smirking. "I didn't either, and I had a feeling this wouldn't be the last time. Some men dream of a night like this, but few can handle it. Be honest, could you keep up with a woman like her? Tell me in the comments. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.